Right then. So, setup wise, we said sometimes it gets a bit narrow with the feet. Wasn't too bad in this left hand one, to be fair, but some of the shots there you were getting a little bit, let's say, narrow.
Keep an eye on
The swing now in terms of the backswing, okay? As you get here now, you're not really pivoting. You think your spine angle there at the sort of top-ish of your backswing now is effectively kind of leaning that way. It's definitely sort of your hips kind of popped out a little bit. Well, to get the arms behind you now in that position, this elbow's going to start pulling back. So trying to get your arms together would be impossible. So what your engine, i.e. the torso and the body's doing, is making it impossible for your arm to do what you want to try and do. Then you've got to try and compensate and to try and make some adjustments. As we said, back into impact now. If your head is ahead of the goal, that's basically the blur of the golf ball there. So if we draw a drop line now down from the middle part of your head, you're ahead of the golf ball. And if we take the blur of the hand being basically the middle, roughly, that's kind of where your hands are. So you're just basically getting stuck on top of it, which is why you're going to find it very difficult to start the ball right at target. And if you're not careful, as a result of that, you have to start pulling your arms in to try and get that kind of non-shanky position. I'm not saying you were shanking, obviously, but you're reacting to that, And then, again, start line's going to be very, very awkward. To
manipulation type.
Exactly. I mean, again, 7 out of 10 is good, 2 out of 3, not so good, okay? So, your backswing, as you said before, was there. This is the feel in terms of you swaying, okay?
And
different altogether. I mean, look how much your arms are much more above your head. The fact we can see the shaft of your golf club without your hair and head getting in the way of it, okay? Because you've got yourself from here and you've got that stretch with the arms rather than it being kind of... You can't get your arms up. So that's where you went to practice, right? Then when you hit golf balls, you think, I'm definitely getting behind the golf ball. I'm not saying it hasn't gone behind the ball, but it's nowhere near as much as you. I mean, your hands are higher, certainly, but there's still a little bit of a tilt and sway that way. But that's not going to suddenly go click. That's where the practice comes in. You know what the position's going to be. Like I say, it almost feels as though you're setting up driver-esque. And getting the sensation that your chest now is getting behind the ball. So your right hip, okay, is moving kind of... it's curvy line is moving around the corner that way. So if I'm here now, my right hip is moving kind of in and around this, whereas my chest is moving over to my right foot. What you tend to do is almost slide that hip out, which then means your arms are then dragging across. So from there, you're going to exactly back to start again now. As you go from a start a bit more tilted this way, and then it almost feels that there. That's a bit exaggerated, to be fair, but that's what you got to do again. Exaggerations are always going to be better to do in practice. Okay, then back in the golf ball now. Your head now, we can't see the ball, but it's basically where the ball would have been there. Your head's still slightly ahead, which is why you were getting the odd one or two that were a bit... And I think as well, because you felt as though you were back way behind the ball, when clearly you weren't, your brain's going, oh God, I better get back here. So the feeling for you is almost like, say, driver swing-ish. Almost feeling sort of like back foot, high, loopy, lobby, hooky ones over the top there. You're nowhere near that. You'll get the moment now, you get a few thinny, cutty ones, because your hands are used to being here.
Just holding on.
Exactly. Hold on to the club face because you've been coming outside the line a little bit steeper into the goal ball than you want to. And obviously when you're holding the club face this way, how do you get a low compressed flight? If you're holding the club face that way, it's going to just balloon up in there all day. And then that's probably why you've got more ahead of it to bring the ball flight down if you're playing a few windy conditions on the range. As I said, the ideal kind of situation we're looking for at impact would be head behind the ball, hands in front. That would be the golf ball here. Head behind, hands in front. So you can practice that up against the wall. Where you do this, your shoulder shouldn't be on that wall. Your shoulder is actually the furthest thing left at impact, isn't it?
That's from...
Exactly, And you look at those images there, those McIlroy, JT, DJ, and those guys on Rami, that left shoulder, and then some of them like wedges and even 9-irons, they're not like drivers. They're behind the golf ball. Their spine tilt, their sort of side bend, as they call it. Their chest, their spine angle is back behind the golf ball, so they're able to release their arms freely. If you're getting your left shoulder beyond your left hip, you're getting what they call studs. This is going to get back, and hip towards target even more. They're not twisting, but sliding it. They slide. There you go. Good. That's it. There's a bit more kind of like that way. So you're going to feel like your spine's back on that sort of red line here, getting in. So you read the phrase the reverse K. So your spine angle there, club shaft would be there. Cool. And obviously the left side of your body's going to be on that there, okay? Okay, mate?
Makes sense. Sounds good.
Good, man. Very good.